Sanmanani Dumelang Sin Chao. I am Judicious Masugu, but you can call me Judy. And welcome to Navigating the Streets of Life with Judy. I know that the previous days, weeks, I have been uploading only teaching and living abroad videos, but today is not one of those. So if you are on my channel because of those videos, this one unfortunately it's not for that. But here on this channel I do talk about other things other than teaching and living abroad. And today's video was inspired by a video I watched on TikTok. So I watched a video on TikTok and there were two ladies. One was an interviewer and one was an interviewee. So the interviewee is currently living in the streets, and the interviewer is asking questions to get background information, such as where is the lady from, does she have children, and why did she decide to migrate to the street. And I went to the comment section. So two comments that caught my attention, and I was like, you know what, this is a conversation starter. I think I need to say something here, just add my 2 cents. So the first comment was like, I know this lady, she is from my hood and she's from a decent family. And then the other one went on to say, it's always those ones who are from decent families. And that caught my attention and triggered something in me. Unfortunately, challenges that are associated with mental health, psychological, social challenges such as addiction, depression, anxiety, and you name them. Unfortunately, they don't choose, hey? Those challenges don't care whether you're from a decent family, you are from a good and healthy family unit and family structure. They don't care. Why do I say that? I, Judicious Masugu, am from a decent family, a loving home, a warm home with present parents. Both parents, my parents are still alive. They are loving, they are involved, and I'm not from a well-off family, but we are okay. I never lacked anything. I wanted stuff, but things I needed, I had. Okay. And last year I found myself dealing with depression, and it was a challenging time of my life. Depression is not a cure thing. I don't wish that thing on anybody. As a parent, yo, when I think of those times, like I sometimes I cry, and thank God now I am able to cry. Hey. So yeah, I was saying that last year I found myself dealing with depression, and most people, they did not understand why. Because I have loving parents, I'm from a decent home, I was working, and I was working a job that I love. I loved the job I was doing. I was a learning support teacher. So I was teaching students with barriers to learning. And I loved that. Teaching is my passion. Teaching is my first love. I love teaching. And to top it all, learning support does not have a lot of marking. You mark only 1, 2, 3, 4 scripts, and that's it. And it's like short tests. You set them for those students with barriers to learning. So now, I found myself dealing with depression. But looking at my childhood and my background, I am from a decent family, but those things affected me. So even same as those who are dealing with addiction. Addiction doesn't care. Hey, it doesn't care whether you are from a loving family, whether you are rich, whether you have a spouse that loves you, or. And now, when I started attending therapy, it is only in therapy where I put things into perspective and I was able to reflect back to see what might have triggered this, what might have triggered this behavior. Because there you unpack your life and then you analyze your behavior. And yeah, apologies for that. So, looking back from my childhood, from the youngest age I can remember my life, I always attract broken people who needs healing. People who are drawn to me are people who needs healing, are people who have like burdens. We all have burdens, we all have wounds that we need to heal, but most of the time those who are drawn to me and those that I'm drawn to, usually I find out that there's something. But anywho, we're not there. So now, looking back, my friends from high school, primary school, I don't remember having a friend that is from what society deem as a healthy and complete family. You know, all my friends, they had one parent. It's either they have a mother or they have a father. The mother is either no more, or the parents have divorced, or yeah, it's a situation like that with my cousins as well. Most of my cousins, if not all, their parents are not together. Most of them, one has passed on, and the others, the parents have divorced. So now, as I was going through therapy, that's when I discovered that I always felt that I am not worthy of sadness. I am not worthy. No one is worthy of sadness, and it's just due to limited vocab. You know, I always felt like there was no room for me to be broken. There was no room for me to be hurt. There was no room for me to be challenged. Because I even remember one conversation we had with my cousin, and I was like, I'm not sure whether I was sad or heartbroken, something like that. And my cousin responded to say that, but you have a mother and a father. Why don't you tell your mother and your father about that? You know? So I always felt like I was not afforded an opportunity to be broken, an opportunity to be sad, just because I had a parent. You see, when you engage with people who don't have parents, most of the time you can't talk about grief if you've never lost a mother, a husband, and a child. We all have grieved somebody. We all have grieved love or somebody who has passed on, though the intensity is not the same. But those who have lost parents, a spouse, or a child, they tend to shut us and not listen to us and empathize with us, because they feel like they've experienced worse. So I always felt like I was in that situation where I was not afforded a room to be broken or sad, just because I am from a loving family, I am from an okay family. And yeah, I was talking about addiction and depression. That those things, they don't care whether you have money, whether you have parents, whether you are well off. They do affect people because a lot come into play, hey, such as hormones, your resilience, and your bandwidth when it comes to bouncing back when you are experiencing challenges, be it they are caused by external factors or internal factors. There's a lot that come into play. And also growing up, is challenging. It's got a lot of challenges. So to conclude, I would like to say that all people should be afforded a room to be broken. All people should be afforded a room to be heard. And let's be compassionate, eh? Compassion goes a long way. It's either you lend a helping hand, or you lend an ear, or whatever. But yeah, we all go through stuff, and those stuff do affect us. So let's care for one another. Let's empathize with one another. And if you can lend an ear, do that. If you can offer words of advice, do that. So even those people who are from a well-off family, they do need support outside their families. Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.